Okay, thanks, Alan. So, more kilometres, more repairs. How's that translate into more assets? Excuse me. As you see here, given the age of the maintenance fleet, we anticipate 15 replacement assets in the next 15 years. But an additional 5 assets are required predominantly in the Asian region, because that is, as many people know, one of the regions of the highest fault rates due to a number of parameters. About 50% of global faults are in Southeast Asia, but also, as you saw from Alan's slides, because of the significant amount of new cable kilometres going into that region. Now, it's important to note here that this is a minimum requirement. This is not a requirement that's going to significantly improve service levels or add additional flexibility in terms of the maintenance fleet. So that's about a $3 billion CapEx hit. Now, for some, that may sound quite significant, but if you put it into context against what investment is going into the networks themselves, we've forecast just over the next 2-year period, $13 billion of investment will be going into the network. So $3 billion in CapEx for maintenance assets is a pretty minimal number, less than 25% of investment just over the next 2 years. So we need to keep this into context. So, who's going to pick up the tab? Results from our survey, which included pretty much every maintenance provider. Interesting to see that no maintenance provider said they wouldn't invest in new assets, but many cited price points, commercial risk, and market certainty being a considerable concern. Longer-term agreements, as many of you will know, 5-year agreements is pretty standard in the maintenance industry with options for renewal. Longer-term agreements will help mitigate that level of market uncertainty, certainly in terms of investment in new assets. And this was quite interesting, and I think this shows that this is a collective problem that the industry has. Over 40% of respondents to the survey suggested that both network owners and maintenance providers should be the primary people or stakeholder groups that do investment in new assets. Now, I talked about government repair capability or government sovereignty in terms of repair assets. Very few people think that it's a good idea for governments to invest in new assets.